Hello and welcome back to Impact Daily Devotional. We are continuing our topic this week on being a life-giving person. Today, our subject is coming out of Romans chapter 12, and we'll be reading verse number 12.
All right, and so this is the New King James, and this topic today is entitled Hospitality. It reads, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer, distributing to the needs of the saints, given to hospitality. How do we be life-giving people? By being given or bent toward hospitality. Now, when we hear hospitality, usually we think of, having nice table settings and, being warm and making sure you got hot coffee and donuts and refreshments.
That is hospitality.
That's hospitality. It is, but it goes deeper.
Okay.
The word hospitality, or the Greek word from which we get hospitality, literally means to be a lover of strangers. So he says, distributing to the needs of the saints and be given to loving people you don't know. So God has called us to have this attitude toward people we don't know, of being open toward them and being a lover of strangers. And, that's part of being life-giving. It's easy to be that way toward people we know, but to really be life-giving, or I'll say this way, to be life-giving is also to have an openness and a friendliness, really, to even towards strangers.
What that makes me think about, our office at Net Park in particular, coming in and out, going to the restroom, coming in and out of the office building, going back and forth to the cafeteria, et cetera, et cetera. We're always running into people. And that scripture reminds me, because it says strangers, entertaining strangers. I know another scripture that talks about some of us have entertained angels.
That's right.
Unaware.
Hebrews 13.
Yeah. And so, but that scripture right there reminds me of how or when I'm in the Net Park facility, or of course, or anywhere else, but in particular, Net Park came to mind because you run into people all the time coming and going. And if we are going to do this scripture, of course we can smile, but we can say more than that. And it just kind of reminded me to be conscientious about not just being focused on getting to the bathroom, getting to the cafeteria or whatever, or, it's easy for me to smile, but it would take a little bit more effort to, just say good morning to somebody in passing, going back and forth here or there. But because it is my desire, and I believe God's desire for all of us to be life-giving people representing Him here in the earth, that's very important. So to be intentional about, smiling and saying, good morning, because of the ability to be able to do this scripture here, being hospitable and entertaining, strangers.
Right.
I think it will take, some extra work, but it's okay. I'm willing to do it. What about you?
I'm willing to do it too. And when we do that, it just keeps us open. It's open, allows God to use us. And the more we're like Christ, the less we're about ourselves. And so that's really what it comes down to. And so we hope that this is encouragement to not only those hearing it, but all of us, including ourselves who's speaking this. So that's it's what the Lord wants to do, because ultimately He wants to reach people. He wants people in relationship with Him. And sometimes God uses these little subtle moments to be able to spark something that ultimately brings people into relationship with Him.
And that's really good, because you think about it, you going to the bathroom, you're focused on getting to the bathroom.
Right.
So you're just not thinking about being extra friendly or anything like that. You're going to take care of business. And some of us, depending on how we're wired, we can be more task oriented than people oriented, and to be all that God has called us to be, we have to be well rounded in all
Right.
areas. And
Right.
so that's really good. And I'm excited about, the challenge of being conscientious of entertaining strangers.
Yeah.
If I'm in a grocery line, I might be more open to saying, something just because I am.
Yeah.
But, going to take care of business specifically, I would be more focused on the task of, taking care of that business than on people around me, the surroundings around me. But I take that as a challenge to
Yeah.
go ahead and be alert to not be so focused on getting the task accomplished, but on the people around me.
Yeah.
To be open and life-giving and be intentional about that.
Yeah, so let's be encouraged by that, and just find another way for God to use our lives. So remember, with the Lord, it's about relationship and not religion. Look forward to connecting with you more on tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.